Big Brothers Big Sisters Lone Star. 4 years ago, Big Brothers Big Sisters Lone Star was losing money. And the most common question the new CEO answered, when can we expect a raise? It was clear the staff just didn't understand the financial status of the organization. It was time to make big changes and take massive action. The leadership team was determined to find a way to show the team how they not only impact their communities, but how they all affect the numbers. By adapting elements of the great game of business, the team has developed a strategic plan to support their community work and lower their costs. The Great Game Coach helped them implement a steady cadence of communication, which included weekly, monthly, and mini huddles. Their dedication to constant communication improved their line of sight and amplified their ability to make quick, proactive decisions to help them achieve their goals. The organization's culture has been completely energized. Employee morale, it's at an all-time high. Everyone has had an increased comprehension understanding the financials, and now they're all willing to pitch in and get the job done. They've seen amazing collaborations, and the transparency across departments has been a huge benefit in their success. In 2018, the team was able to sustain 5,990 mentor-mentee matches. Great Game will be their only operating system as they move into the future.
Taking part in the game has been a consistent reminder of how each of our roles are interconnected and how our success as an agency depends on each employee's responsibility, no matter how large or how small.
One of the things I'm most proud about is how our team has embraced the Great Game to transform our culture, transform how we operate, transform how we bring in every single one of our 170 plus staff members as owners in the results of our incredible mission to change the lives of young people across so much of Texas.
They say it not only keeps their mission alive, but it shows them a clear path of how they can make a greater impact for years and years to come. Congratulations to the 2019 All-Star Social Sector Champion, Big Brothers Big Sisters Lone Star.
Please welcome the team from Big Brothers Big Sisters Lone Star.
There seems to be, Rich talks about it quite a bit, a ripple effect on everything that you do and every action that you take. A long time ago, we decided to become actively participative in our community because we looked at it as a possible training ground for our young executives and for the people inside the organization. So we highly encourage people to sit on boards, coach little league teams, go out and participate in the community, and we had an incredible amount of people. I think today we have like over 100 and some people that are out there every single day working with some activity that has to do with community. A long time ago, we decided that in our nonprofit sectors, most of our nonprofit sectors really relied on one thing to raise money, and that was a fundraiser. And fundraisers were okay, all right, if in fact you had a good economy, but if you didn't have a good economy, the fundraiser wasn't effective, and that in effect had a ripple effect with people inside the community, especially those fourth sector or not-for-profit companies that really accelerated and really do a good job. When you lose a market, it's really difficult to continue, the success that you start and you really want to finish. One of our associates went out and worked with Big Brothers Big Sisters, ran into Katie Davis. I watched Katie sit here and smile widely, okay, and how proud she is of you guys. What's more interesting was Katie at that time took over our Big Brothers and Big Sisters, a pretty cocky kid, and went out and thought she was great, and then went to a meeting and found out that she was the last Big Brothers and Big Sisters in the United States when it came to requirements and performance, decided to do something about it, and then with a relatively sharp time walked across the stage, I think it was in Texas, and won the award for the most improved the #1 Big Brothers and Big Sisters in the nation. At that time, she did. This is a ripple effect. The ripple effect we all have, okay, we have every day. And from that, across the stage, she met a person, a dynamic CEO named Pierce, who came in and tried to hire her from us. Which I don't think was really fair. But Katie said, no, but I'm willing to help. And in a relatively short period of time, the two of them and this entire group actually changed the dynamics of Big Brothers and Big Sisters in the state of Texas. This organization represents 1/3 of the state of Texas, and they are truly an incredible group of people, an incredible, outstanding organization doing incredible things. The most incredible thing that they're doing now is they're obviously creating sustainability, okay? They know that they will survive regardless of markets, regardless of downturns, because they know how to win. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. On behalf of the now 180 staff, the thousands of volunteers that engage with us every single day to wrap their arm around a kid in our outcomes achieving mission, we gratefully accept this offer. The video captured this, so I will not speak to it too much, but there's a picture of me that was taken literally 4 years ago in August, the weekend that I became the CEO. I had a little bit more hair. It turns out sometimes getting the top job is not good for the hair loss issues. But just like the last company that spoke, we were facing some headwinds, and it was not because of a great team. We had been the largest Big Brothers Big Sisters agency in the country. We'd gone through a series of mergers. Some of the systems that had not been put in place that decentralized our work, created bottom-up approaches, made sure that we were honoring the basic integrity of our mission, which is a local kid matched with a local volunteer supported by a local staff, and having the financial tools to show how those dollars stay local. So we were facing some headwinds. Those headwinds were amplified by the fact that we had lost a lot of our government funding. And on my first day as CEO, I was 29 years old, I got a question. I was an insider. I knew what our issues were. I got a question on my first day from one of our young staff members, and she said, when are we gonna get a raise? We'd been losing over $1 million per year for about 4 years when the government dollars pulled. And it hit me instantly that we had not done a good enough job treating this incredible employee like the valued leader that we knew and we trusted her to be with our mission. And so intuitively, we started pulling people into the numbers and doing all kinds of stuff, adding people to the cash flow call. But my aha moment, my answered prayer, our answered prayer, really came at the National Big Brothers Big Sisters of America conference, where we saw one of our sister agencies led by Katie Davis. And I saw this very young, dynamic CEO accept this award, and they were talking about how she turned around her agency. And I knew with my Texas bravado that we needed to hire her to come lead like part of our agency. And Katie said, listen, Pierce, I'm about to retire, but I feel like it's my calling to spread this to the social sector. Just because we're a nonprofit doesn't mean it's not about the money and it's not about the people. It's about both. There's a saying in the nonprofit world, no money, no mission. We were facing that. The day I became the CEO, we were operating at over $1 million a month. Very large agency, covers about half the state of Texas. We only had $700,000 in our bank account in unrestricted cash. That's under 1 month's operating reserves. That's really scary for a nonprofit that is beholden to people's generosity. So, long story short, Katie came, she worked with our team, and she started transforming our agency into a values-driven agency that shares all of the data, that taps into the wisdom of our amazing staff and calls them to be the leaders they are. I have to say just a few rounds of thanks. First of all, every single leader standing on this stage has been part of this amazing turnaround in our organization, and I am so grateful. Jennifer Williams, our CFO, who built these systems, and her finance team, though, stand out. I'm also grateful for our board, who had the wisdom to say, look, just because they're a nonprofit doesn't mean we can't incentivize them to grow. And that takes some real wisdom from boards. There's a saying, and I'm not gonna ramble, but when people come into nonprofits, they always try to business talk to us. When I walk them by that board, it's amazing to me. And all of our offices across Texas, no matter where they are, I show them that board, and they start asking me questions. They're like, my company is not as good as this. And I'm proud to say we've actually had 2 for-profit businesses pick up the Great Game just by observing how we operate as a nonprofit. It's a huge compliment, right? So I will end with this saying, America is great because she is good. Alexis de Tocqueville noticed this hundreds of years ago. This system, in its fullness, taps into the goodness that is the American spirit of entrepreneurialism, of serving others, and our mission has become so much better because of Jack Stack, because of Katie Davis, because of what this group celebrates and honors every day when they operate this system. So thank you all so much.